Was that as loud for you as it was for me? Oh my god. It was almost a little too loud, if I'm being completely honest. Hello, welcome, happy Remembrance Day and Veterans Day. And to all the sacrifices made, thank you to all of those people. Thank you for your service. I appreciate you. I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing if it was not for you. That's for damn sure. Y'all got the cojones. Anyway, welcome. It's good to have you back if you're returning. I've been obviously taking my general hiatus, which I'm not even gonna look to change. Just expect me every full moon. I follow the moon cycle. That's when you'll see me next. That's how it is. A lot has happened since I last streamed. I almost for a second when I was going live today, I thought, wow, my last stream was when Charlie Kirk died. No, it wasn't. It was after that. Speaking of him, though, I can't stop seeing his face. This sounds like I see his face on every child that I pass by. The innocence. No, I don't. It's because you crazy goons on the internet are photoshopping his face onto every living being. Stop, please. I can't stop it, okay? It got to the point where I was seeing his face on photos that were not altered. There was a Call of Duty ad, and I was like, is everyone's face Charlie Kirk, or am I crazy? Turns out I was crazy. My brain chemistry has been altered because of this. Okay? And it slightly concluded, how it all concluded as well is there was one where of course it was this girl who was getting railed, feet above her, like legs and feet above her head, and someone was like, yep, this is my time to turn her into Charlie Kirk, to make her face Charlie Kirk. So I saw that while scrolling, and that was like, I'm done with the internet today. And then I log off for a bit, and of course I get a text from my friend who sends it to me again. He's like, you seen this? I'm like, yes, man. Didn't need to share it. Didn't need to see it again. Also, speaking of which, did you see that his wife, I don't know her name, the Toddlers and Tiaras lady, did you see that she won the Charlie Kirk Legacy Award on the Fox News Patriot Awards? Do we really, really? I didn't know that was a thing. I think it's like a thing once like Trump comes into play. That's it. So yeah, she won the very first Charlie Kirk Legacy Award. A little bit of favoritism there, isn't it? Like they couldn't pick anyone else. I guess she is carrying on his legacy. But of course, like in the show, there is more pyrotechnics. I've seen more pyrotechnics involved at like post fucking Charlie Kirk's death than you would at a Rammstein concert. Fireworks manufacturers must fucking be just waiting for the next Republican death. At this point, they're just licking their lips. They're like, can't wait. We're gonna make it epic. So he's like the Juice, if you might not get this reference, but he's like the Juice WRLD of hate speech. People just won't let him die until every cent has been milked out of his name. It's fucked. Honestly, I get it. Like, I think people are memeing on, like, they're memeing on it. They're putting his face on everything because of the whole George Floyd thing, where people were putting his face, and people in the Republican, the right wing, they weren't letting his death go. I think it would have been better if we just forgot. If you're trying to like hate on him or whatever, or you're trying to clown on it, people forget the power of silence. If it was non-existent, that does a lot more. Let me tell you. So anyway, other than that, that I really haven't been doing all like that much. So I've just been trying to figure out my life, which I'm sure many of us are in this day and age. So happy to have you back if you are. High quality. Oh, hello, Dan. Damn, this is some high quality audio and video. You fucking better believe it, sir. Only the best here on FreedFM. Now, I watched Vince Gilligan's new show, Pluribus. Hell yeah. I mean, Vince Gilligan is just a master at his craft. And he's really good at making people give a shit about Albuquerque, New Mexico. He makes that place actually look a little interesting. And then, so shout out to Vince Gilligan. The first 2 episodes were great. Rhea Seehorn, also awesome. She played Better Call Saul. She was in Better Call Saul as Kim Wexler. And then, of course, behind the lens, you have Marshall Adams and Paul Donacci. I might mess that name up. But the 2 cinematographers behind it. And they had worked with Vince Gilligan prior. Marshall Adams worked with him on Better Call Saul. Both of them, Paul and Marshall, worked with Vince on El Camino. It's just like this, and you'll see this in all of his bodies of work, where this beautiful use of objects in the foreground, and it's taking the focus off of the actors almost. I love that. I don't know why. Like, it's just so good. It's so good at just focusing and like taking the viewer's attention off of all that's going on. And it's like, why am I looking at this phone in focus while the main character is freaking out in the background or something? I don't want to go into too many spoilers, but there was this scene where you could see the reflection of someone, and it was out of focus, but you could see the reflection bouncing off of someone using the snack machine. Now, this isn't groundbreaking, but it was just really well done. It was very like horror-esque where you see that, but it looked well. It was well shot. The lighting was great. It was awesome. I loved it. I'm not going to, like I said, I'm not going to get into any spoilers, but the show is very Invasion of the Body Snatchers coded. It really reminded me, there was the movie Invasion with Daniel Craig and Nicole Kidman. It really reminded me of that. And I like that movie. It wasn't like the best rated, but yeah, it really reminded me of that. And I'm excited to see like where it goes. The only thing I'm kind of weary about is Vince Gilligan said that he wants the show to go for 3 to 4 seasons. Well, he essentially said as long as Rhea Seehorn is down, he's down to keep making it. But 3 to 4 seasons, and right now I'm kind of wondering how he's going to make the story feel compelling beyond 2. But I'm hoping for the best. I don't know. We'll see. It's a good story. I like it so far. Like I said, it's something that is slightly already been done in a way, but it's compelling. It feels good. You feel it's very relatable, especially having Rhea Seehorn. If I'm saying her name wrong, I'm going to be pissed, but whatever. She is so relatable in the role. It really is, especially if you're a miserable piece of shit like me. You will love it. And then Vince Gilligan went on a great old fuck AI, not tangent, but he was just very vocal about it. He said that he will never use ChatGPT and wasn't thinking about AI when he wrote Pluribus, because some people are saying that it's kind of AI coded, which I kind of saw a little bit because, again, I don't want to get into spoilers. Let me just say the thing that's going on, like the entity or whatever in the show is very agreeable. So I thought of AI in that moment where AI is telling you what you want to hear. It's not actually, it's not, yeah, you get what I'm saying. So, and then Vince Gilligan said the only way he would use ChatGPT is if someone held a shotgun to my head and made me do it. Bravo. I always knew I liked Vince Gilligan. I mean, like, that's how most creatives are going to feel about it. I'm sure it's mixed. Like, I can't remember who. There was some other studio head that was saying, well, it was George Romero, which sucks. George Romero was like, yeah, like, you might as well accept it. I love it. It's like, all right, man, shut the fuck up. If I see, is it George Romero who did, I know he did like the Living Dead movies and zombie movies, but did he do Mad Max as well? I gotta look this up. No, he just did. Yeah, he did like all the Dawn of the Dead, Day of the Dead, Land of the Dead. Maybe he didn't say it. Was it him? Could I be fucking this up? I don't know. Take what I say with a grain of salt sometimes, people. Okay. Anyway, and then Vince Gilligan actually, he continued because in the credits of Pluribus, it also says this show was made by humans. He also said, I hate AI. AI is the world's most expensive and energy-intensive plagiarism machine. I think there's a massive high possibility that this is all a bunch of horse shit. It's basically a bunch of senti billionaires whose greatest life goal is to become the world's first trillionaires. I think they're selling a bag of vapor. Not bad, eh? So shout out to Vince, because we here on the show, no fans of AI here. Let me tell you. I can't stand it. So there's that, and then you saw like Guillermo del Toro. He also said that it was a preview screening before Frankenstein was released on Netflix. He said, fuck AI to the crowd as he was leaving. Beautiful. You love to see it. Although it's funny, because I was kind of going through my whole mic thing again, and I was listening to some old videos. So I did listen to my AI rant the other day, and because it was on a different microphone, I was curious, how does it sound? So, because that's what I do. And I was thinking how we really haven't seen anything else. There have been innovations, but they haven't been. I feel like there's a good resistance to AI at this moment. I mean, Sora, they released their own kind of TikTok app where things are generated. So you're still seeing things trickle out. Not as much as I thought you would, kind of thing. But there hasn't been anything. What pisses me off is when it's ones that do editing or they're trying to like create movies for people. I mean, there's still like one knob every day that shows up on my Twitter feed showcasing their latest AI breakthrough. They're like, check out. I saw one the other day. It was like it looked like John Dick. It was supposed to be John Wick. Looked like fucking shit. And he's like, can you believe that it made all of this and the score? No, man. Like, shut the fuck up. Why do you want it to do that? First of all, what's the sense of accomplishment? You're sitting there, yeah, man, I wrote the prompt that made this. So you wrote a fucking paragraph? Oh, you wrote a page? That's cool. Why don't you go walk into the fucking ocean, buddy? Holy shit. It's crazy that you think I'm here to tell you that isn't art. That's not anything. You're a useless prick. You're welcome. That's free. Just so you know. I don't charge for that one. And then, of course, we have Sydney Sweeney, who was in the news because everyone's saying there's a clip that went viral from an interview of her with her in GQ, where the American Eagle ad controversy comes up about the jeans and white people's jeans. And look, it was a shit campaign. Okay, but I won't lie. Like, I didn't when the original controversy came up, I wasn't sitting there thinking, "Wow, this is deliberate racism." It comes off racist as fuck. I want to be clear, but I was like, I don't think they meant it that way. I think like almost every marketing team on the planet, they're so out of touch, and they just don't get it. They're just like, because they're all just sitting around in the boardroom. You know what? Like, just picture an American Eagle boardroom. I don't know why. There's like this skit with Bill Hader, Kristen Wiig, and where they're like kind of like the Valley, like what are you doing, stir? Like that. That's what I picture the American Eagle boardroom like. They're all just sitting around. They're like, well, we make jeans, and I love my jeans. I love them. I love jeans. My jeans make me me. I've had my jeans for so long. Like, that's how I picture it. And they're just not aware. That's how I see it. And I think who knows, man? Like, sometimes when you get up there, especially, think about it. It's like rich white people running this company. They just live in a bubble where they don't really worry about that kind of shit or how things come off. Because they're so removed. So they innocently think about it like, oh, well, we just love jeans. When truly it's like, yeah, this sounds like Hitler's favorite jean channel or jean ad. We need a jean channel. So yeah, they're all just sitting around with 1/3 of a brain. History does not show a lot of fashion companies like American Eagle. They treat people of color like shit. History will show that like, think about American Apparel, Abercrombie and Fitch, or Abercrombie, whatever they're called now. They treated fucking black people of color, like absolute dog water. So I wouldn't be surprised if American Eagle is obviously the same way. So it's entirely possible that it could have been intentionally racist. Maybe it was written by Stephen Miller. I don't know. Who am I to say? Either way, it was a shit ad. It came off racist, and they should have apologized. They didn't. So anyway, Sydney Sweeney does this interview, and it just looks worse for her. So I'll play you the first part I saw of the interview. I really, like, I saw it initially and I was like, okay, where's like the part? Because the interviewer brings it up, but then I'm like, okay, where's like the part that everyone is quoting?
We're sort of
we'll get to
talking
that.
around this American Eagle ad right now, and maybe we should just talk about it. So, were you surprised by the reaction?
I did a jean ad.
I mean,
the reaction definitely was a surprise, but it was, I love jeans. All I wear are jeans. I'm literally in jeans and a t-shirt like every day of my life.
Jeans are uncontroversial. Jeans are awesome.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying about like it just isn't clicking? It really isn't. Like, I guarantee the boardroom, same shit.
Like your jeans.
You look great in your jeans. I think I know how you're going to answer this, but I'm going to ask anyway. I mean, the president tweeted about the jeans ad, or Truth Social.
Like, I for some reason, I have a feeling that the boardroom was mad at the English language, that jeans and jeans sound the same but are spelled different. They're like, what is this other word? Jeans? G-E-N-E-S? What the fuck is that? And they're like outraged at learning this new word. We only make jeans. Jeans. Imagine I fucked up the spelling.
About the jeans ad, and that just seems to me like a very crazy moment for anyone, and I wondered what that was like.
It was surreal.
It was surreal.
Mm-hmm.
We're sort of talking around this American Eagle ad right now.
It's surreal. So, I mean, like, that one, it's not like crazy. I'm like, okay. Yeah. And then I saw this one, which is the actual one where it's kind of like she's giving her the opening to kind of talk about it.
The criticism of the content, which was basically that maybe specifically in this political climate, like white people shouldn't joke about genetic superiority. Like that was kind of like the criticism, broadly speaking. And since you are talking about this, I just wanted to give you an opportunity to talk about that specifically.
I think that when I have an issue that I want to speak about, people will hear.
And she doesn't want to speak about it. Honestly, you watch that one, you're like, ooh, that's bad. Because she's talking about white superiority. And Sydney Sweeney's like, yeah, I'm not going to talk about it. I'm not going to say anything about that. Honestly, it was such an easy win. She could have just said, Donald Trump is a stinky fart baby and racism sucks. And that's a win. I believe that she believes it's about genes. And she is kind of aligning herself with what American Eagle said initially in the response to the ad and what people were thinking. Sydney Sweeney has great genes. Is and always was about the genes. Believe it or not, they're spelling it Jeans. Her genes, her story. We'll continue to celebrate how everyone wears their AE genes with confidence their way. Great genes look good on everyone. So they never apologized. They doubled down. They said, it's just about genes, Stuart. Stop. Like, what are these other genes? What do they do? How do you wear them? So like I said, I believe she believes, and it's, no shit, but the ad sucked. So I do feel, and I think at the very least, she could have just said what I said, like Donnie T sucks, racist blow, white superiority can go fuck itself. It's not that hard, but I think that she didn't want to admit, you have to think, in that she is admitting that the ad was racist if she condemns it in a way. So I think like that could be like her thinking potentially. I don't know. It's hard to say. She should have in that moment, her words were chosen except like very poorly, where she could have just said, look, I don't think the ad was controversial. It was meant to be just a jeans ad. People are taking it out of context. They're taking it that we're trying to talk about white superiority and that the ad is racist. That in no way was our intent. It really was nothing more than that, and we're sorry that people felt that way about it. I don't think that there's any white superiority. I think white people actually suck. That's all you could say. You could even like make a jest about it, right? And the fact that she chose those words, when I have to speak on something, you'll hear about it. Is it like when the Third Reich rises, we'll hear from you? What's good? So, and then her latest film, which people are clowning on her for, and like that's fair. Her latest film where she plays a female boxer, Sydney Sweeney has her, so it's bombing at the box office. It was released in 2000 some theaters, and I think someone did the math that each theater, if you break down how bad the opening was, it was like $600 a theater, potentially. So she did respond to her new film, Christie is the name, flopping at the box office, and she said, we don't always just make art for numbers. We make it for impact, which is a crazy fucking statement after the fact that you're getting destroyed online for something that was made and the impact of it. So what's the impact you want to have, moron? Because it's like, it's crazy. It's like we're not living in it's like she's so delusional. She said, if Christie gave even one woman the courage to take her first step towards safety, then we will have succeeded. So yes, I'm proud. Why? because we don't always just make art for numbers, we make it for impact. And Christy has been the most impactful project of my life. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. No, like, I'm not gonna, like, because I'm pretty sure the movie, like, is about a woman who is facing spousal abuse, and then there's like a redemption side to it. I don't really know what the movie's about. I don't really care. I'm not one for a boxing movie. I don't care if it's a man or a woman. But a lot of people are clowning on her at the fact that clearly the Republican, the right wing, is not going to go support this art. They don't care about art, right? The left is so much more artsy. So, yeah, I think she might need to do some PR training, or, I don't know, get a fucking conscience. That might help her. I don't know. She, I think she like, it was very willfully delivered how she said that she doesn't want to talk about it. So, yeah. What can you do? I mean, at the end of the day, she's not going to talk about it. She's going to torch her career potentially, and that's that. And then the other thing I wanted to talk about is, well, this is a small bit of news, but so one of these film accounts, Screen Time on Twitter, they tweeted, Avengers Doomsday will reportedly feature multiple Dooms, including a female Doom. Who gives a fuck anymore? Who gives a shit? I am like one of the most diehard Marvel guys. I went to every fucking midnight release up until Endgame and even did all that. It was extraordinary. It was a great experience. I loved it. Every bit of the way. What are we fucking doing now? Who gives a fuck? I don't give a shit how many fucking Dooms there are, who's in the fucking movie, who they're bringing back for a 2-minute scene in the movie. I think Femke Jensen spoke on this recently, how she was saying, like, why would I come back to say lines I don't care about and be in the movie for like 40 seconds or whatever. She didn't say that. I'm paraphrasing, but she essentially said something like that. And really, what are the fans getting out of this? It's like, oh my God, like there's Cyclops. Oh my God, it's Patrick Stewart. Oh my God. I've seen all these people before in other movies that I liked that weren't shit. So, yeah, like, Marvel needs to give it the fuck up. Who gives a goddamn shit anymore? I just feel like they don't have a plan. I think ultimately the Marvel universe ended when Endgame ended. Sayonara, have a good one, take it easy. Make independent films now. You don't need to make this fucking universe anymore. Just make films. Look at the Batman, okay? Just make a good fucking movie. And leave this universe shit alone. Although there is a universe to that because we got but the Penguin, and then the Penguin was so fucking good. God. You know, I thought they were moving towards a better kind of path, but I don't think so movie-wise. Fantastic Four sucked. Daredevil was okay. I like did and didn't like it. Like it was like as far as Disney could push it, but it was still absolutely bitch made. It was. There were moments in it where you just thought to yourself, yep, Disney runs this one. I don't know. I can't explain it. It's got like, it doesn't have that grit to it. It's got that Disney fucking polish on it, and it sucks. So, and whatever. I'm cool with it ending. As a fan who watched for 20 years or however long that shit took, I'm good with it ending. And then as well, I wanted to chat about Kris Jenner. If you guys didn't see, yesterday it was shared. Well, over the weekend, she celebrated her 70th birthday party, looking not 70, although people keep noting that she's wearing gloves since she sucked the youth out of fucking 50 children. So they're saying that her hands are her actual age, so she's hiding her hands. Yeah. What's going on in Hollywood? Like, that's crazy how she looks. It's kind of terrifying, to say the least. This is just my own point. If you're 70 years old, why? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe when I'm 70, I'll think this. But if I'm 70, wouldn't you just want to age gracefully? I get it. Like, maybe you want to do a few cosmetic things, but to do what she's done, and to ultimately, you're rolling back the clocks like 30, 40 years on your age. I don't know, 40 is pushing it, but 30, 20 to 30 years. Like, you're still a rotting kebab on the inside. So it just like leads me to question. It's like, what, like, wouldn't your fitness, I'd rather look like I'm 70, but be fucking fit as hell, which I know these people aren't. Like, they have the gyms and like they have personal trainers, and I'm sure they exercise, but they're not really like in good shape. They just look good. Isn't that what matters most? Like, she'll look like she's fucking 40 and die at 71. That's so fucking mean. Oh, whatever. Fuck you. These elites, man. Because they're just, I don't know. But then again, you could be like that weird billionaire guy who his whole thing is longevity, and like he's, I don't know, he's like drinking vats of fucking iodine or something. He's basically like, what is it called? He's embalming himself while alive to live longer. And that guy's a fucking creep. So I wouldn't want to do that either. But then again, he's also trying to look young, while also be just young and healthy. But again, like, you're going to do all that, you're going to invest all that money, and you're going to die I think that's funny. You're like, you're standing over Kris Jenner's coffin. Oh, she was so young. Actually, she's fucking 71. Oh my God, that's so fucking funny. I love that. Wow. Well, that's all I have for today for talking about. Again, happy Remembrance Day, happy Veterans Day. Thank you to everyone for their service. I really appreciate all of you. And yeah, I hope when the time comes, you won't pull a Sydney Sweeney and not condemn white superiority. I feel like for most people, it's a really easy thing to go about. I think in her brain, she thought like she was saving face by not talking about it. Which, that sucks. I don't know. What can you do, man? People are fucking uneducated. We live in a weird time where the internet is going to collectively come for you if you do something. It's weird. It's like this. We're trying to be. The internet tries to keep people accountable. It's like this altruistic sense of being where everyone cannot be, where everyone has to be flawless. And I think when people realize that people that maybe they look up to or whatever, they aren't perfect, there's a sense of hurt. I mean, of course, like that's not anything new, but I like I said, I feel like the bar has been raised so that you need to be this this absolute angel of a person. And I don't think that's the case. Now, in her case, she could read a fucking book or two or listen to anything insightful and probably figure out a better response than that. But I was thinking about that the other night, just to go on a little tangent, unrelated to Sydney Sweeney. I don't give a fuck about Sydney Sweeney. She's just an idiot, and you just kind of got to shrug your shoulders and say, yeah, fucking stupid. She should have. Easy win on her part, didn't do it. But I was thinking about how the internet is and how, like I said, this altruistic view of how people should be. And it's like, dude, we're all human beings. We're all trying to be our best selves. This is our first time living life as well. And people are going to make mistakes. Me personally, I find that sometimes the best way to learn is making a mistake, especially when you start a new job. I used to always say that. I've even said that to my boss now. It's like, well, the worst has happened. Now we move on. Now you learn from it. That's all you got to do. So ultimately, I hope in some way, which I don't think she is, I do like to pivot back to Sydney Sweeney. I hope she fucking learns from it. I hope she starts educating herself on this, because this shit fucking matters. What she's saying matters. Condemning in this day and age, condemning what, like, white superiority, racism, and everything that comes with it is so important. So that's all we can hope for at this point. Anyway, tell someone you love them, you appreciate them, forgive someone you're hating on, because you don't deserve to be hating on them, and they probably I don't know what I'm talking about. Just do something nice. Be a good person. Okay? I wanted to try to end it on a good note, but I couldn't really find the words to say. You get what I mean. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll hit you on the next one. Peace.